Government of India Act, 1919. It is also called the Montagu-Chelmsford Reform. Montagu was the India Secretary and Lord Chelmsford was the Viceroy. The following were the provisions of this Act. The subjects in the central and state lists were separated so that the workload on the centre could be reduced. The central legislature was empowered to make laws on the subjects of the central list and the provincial legislature was empowered to make laws on the subjects of the state list. The subjects of the state were again divided into two parts, transferred and reserved. On the transferred subjects, the governor made laws with his ministers, who were answerable to the assembly or legislature. This included subjects such as education, health, local administration, industry, agriculture and excise. But on the reserved subjects, the governor along with his executive council made laws. Reserved subjects, law and order, finance, land revenue, irrigation and mineral resources were important subjects. The governor's executive council was not answerable to the assembly or legislature. This system of government in the provinces was called dual government or Dyachi. The Secretary and the Governor-General of India could intervene in the reserved subjects if necessary, but not on the transferred subjects. Sir Lionel Curtis was the father of the Dyachi. Curtis had also given an explanation of this arrangement to Sir Bhupendra Nath Basu. The central legislature was made bicameral and the two chambers were named Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha was the upper house and the Lok Sabha was the lower house. The number of members in the Rajya Sabha is 60, out of which 26 were nominated and 34 were elected members. Of the 34 elected members, 10 were Muslim, 3 European and 1 Sikh, that is, only 20 ordinarily elected members. The number of members in the Lok Sabha was 145. Out of which 104 were elected and 41 were nominated. Of the 104 elected members, 30 were Muslim members, 2 Sikhs and 20 were special members and only 52 were general elected members. The term of Rajya Sabha was 5 years and only men could become its members whereas the term of Lok Sabha was 3 years. Direct election was also introduced for the first time by this act and direct election of majority of the members to both the houses was done. In the Viceroy's Executive Council, out of 6 members, except the Commander-in-Chief, 3 members were required to be Indian. Communal elections were now arranged for Sikhs, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians and Europeans along with Muslims. Through this act a limited number of people were given the right to vote on the basis of wealth, tax and education. Through this act women were also given the right to vote. Under this act, the central budget was separated from the state budget and the state was given the right to make its own budget. The system of budget was started from 1860. The Viceroy had the right of demand cuts. The Viceroy was given the power to issue ordinances on unacceptable proposals by the legislature. Provision was made for the formation of Public Service Commission under this Act. In this series, the higher civil services were formed under the recommendations of the Lee Commission. Eventually the Central Public Service Commission was formed in 1926. Under this Act the office of the Indian High Commissioner in London was created and some of the functions of the Secretary of India were also transferred to the Indian High Commissioner's office. There was a provision in this Act under which the provisions of this Act were to be reviewed on completion of 10 years by constituting a commission. But the commission was constituted in 1927 before the completion of 10 years. This commission came to be known as Simon Commission after its chairman. Thank you.